Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome to today's presentation. The Honorable Lecturer Mr. Walyadin and all of my friends. First of all, let us thank to the Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Because of His blessing, we are able to come here to join in this English presentation. Today, we will present about environmental crisis. Before we begin, I would like to introduce you the speakers. My name is Dewi Amalia as moderator.
My name is Dewi Artasari.
My name is Hamida. My name is Risma Yucikarati.
My name is Sifari Wulandari.
My name is Sylvia Amanda Zuhri.
This is table of content for environmental crisis. Definition, factors, problems, impact, problem solving, and government response. Without further ado, I would like to welcome our presenters to start the presentation. For the first turn will be given by the first presenter. Please welcome Risma Ayu.
Well, thanks to the moderator. First, I will explain about current state of the environment. Environmental problems today are indeed the most common problems in Indonesian environment. Good or bad ecological conditions are influenced by human behavior itself. The great and greed of humans themselves have changed natural needs to be very bad, such as exploitation of nature, which include energy and mineral research, of the conversion of land for other industrial activities. Human activities accompanied by greed can cause adverse impact on environmental conditions. An excessive exploitation of nature can lead to scarcity of natural resources and loss of springs and forest excellence that produce clean air for humans.
Next turn for the second speaker, please welcome Dewi Artasari.
Thanks to moderator. Definition of the environmental crisis. The environmental crisis is the damage to the environment through the depletion of resources such as air, water, and land. Also, damage to ecosystem, habitats, and the extinction of wildlife and pollution. It is also defined as a change or disturbance to a harmful or undesirable environment.
And the third speaker for the next material will be explained by me. In general, the cause of environmental crisis can be categorized into two factors, namely natural factors and human activities. First, I will explain the natural factors. The first is earthquake. Earthquakes occur due to the movement of the earth plates or volcanic activity. The second is volcano eruption, a natural event that occurs because magma deposits in the bowels of the earth are pushed out by high-pressure gas. The third is floods. Floods occur due to natural factors such as continuous rain. Then the fourth is tsunami. It's a large water wave caused by disturbance on the seabed. And the fifth is landslide, geological event that occurs due to the movement of rock or fail masses. Next. Factor caused by human activities. The first is littering. Currently, there are still many people who litter, especially in rivers. The second is industrial waste. This industrial waste can come from factories and households. If not managed properly, this waste will damage the environment. The third is illegal logging. The forest area in Indonesia is decreasing due to rampant illegal logging. Barren forests cannot save and hold back the flow of rainwater. The fourth is pollution. Environmental pollution which results in a decrease in environmental quality and disruption of the health and tranquility of living things. The fifth is overpopulation, a situation in which the human population exceeds the maximum carrying capacity of the environment. And the last one is landfill, which is a dumping ground for waste, especially in urban areas. Many of them pollute the environment and destroy the environment. Next turn for the fourth speaker, please welcome Sylvia Amanda.
Well, thanks to moderator, I will explain about problems of environmental crisis. The environmental problems and their causes that we are currently facing in are as follows. The first is climate change. Climate change such as global warming results from human practice. Global warming causes the temperature of the oceans and the Earth's surface to increase, causing the melting of polar ice caps and rising sea levels. The second is depletion of natural resources. Natural resource depletion occurs when resources are consumed more rapidly than replaced. Natural resources exist without human action and can be either renewable or non-renewable. The third is waste disposal. This is mainly plastic waste and urban waste. In addition to household waste from the industrial sector is often dumped into rivers. Also cause fish to die and destroys river ecosystems. The fourth is biodiversity extinction. The loss of biodiversity is an event of decreasing biodiversity caused, among others, by the extinction of species like plants or animals worldwide and the reduction or loss of species locally in specific habitats. The fifth is deforestation. Deforestation is converting forest areas into non-forested land permanently for human activities.
The sixth is ocean acidification phenomenon. Ocean acidification is a decrease in ocean pH over several decades or more caused primarily by the absorption of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. The seventh is ozone layer depletion. The ozone layer is an invisible protective layer that covers planet Earth, protecting it from harmful radiation from the sun. The depletion of the ozone layer is to be caused by pollution caused by chloro and bromine, gas found in chlorofluorocarbon. The eighth is acid rain. Acid rain occurs due to the presence of certain pollutants. Genetic engineering. Genetic engineering, also called genetic modification, is the direct manipulation of an organism genes using biotechnology.
Next turn for the fifth speaker, please welcome Siva Desi.
Well, thanks to moderator, impact of damage to the natural environment due to humans. The first, environmental pollution. Environmental pollution can occur in water, air, or soil. The three types of environmental pollution can affect human health. As a result, various kinds of disease occur. The second, flood. Flood is one of the impacts of environmental damage that has often occurred recently. When the rain season arrives, several areas in Indonesia are flooded. Floods are caused by people who don't care about the environment. Disposing of garbage indiscriminately is one of the causes of flooding. The third, forest fire. Forest fire produce a thick smoke that can cause respiratory illness. Moreover, forests are the lungs of the world. If the red rooster completely engulfs the forest, the tree cannot absorb carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. The fourth, global warming. Global warming is often associated with the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect causes the Earth temperature to become warmer. Global warming is also caused by increasing carbon dioxide, while oxygen runs low. The fifth, landslide. Landslides are the impacts of natural damage that must receive special attention because natural disaster landslide after cause many casualties. This natural disaster is caused by humans who carelessly cut down trees without reforestation. Next. Environmental damage has caused several adverse impacts. Humans risk developing dangerous health conditions such as asthma and pneumonia due to air pollution.
And the next material will be explained by Risma Ayu. Please welcome.
Well, thanks to the moderator. The next, I will explain about problem solving. To prevent the impact of environmental problems in urban areas, an instrument is needed to maintain ecological balance, one of which is the provision of ideal green open space. Green open space is an elongated area or path within a city or region the use of which is available. Green open space function as a counterweight to the city's ecosystem, which adds quality of the environment, city aesthetic, health, and public welfare. There are several types of green open space, namely city park, environmental park, recreation park, public cemeteries, and sport field. The next is government response. Given the important role of green open space in protecting the environment in urban areas, a legal basis is needed to regulate this. One of the efforts that can be done by the government is by making a policy that regulates urban spatial planning, which include the fulfillment of green open space provision. One of the regulations that regulate green open space is Law Number 26 of 2007 concerning spatial planning. The regulation governs the provision of green open space in urban areas with an area of at least 30% of the city area. The condition that the proportion of public green open space in the city area is at least 20% of the city area and 10% of private green open space.
And next turn for the sixth speaker, please welcome Hamida.
Okay, thanks to the moderator. So the conclusion that we can convey on this occasion is environmental problems today are indeed the most common problems in the Indonesian environment. Various development activities often do not pay attention to aspects of ecological balance. In carrying out sustainable development, which includes various aspects, namely meeting the current generation economic, social, and environmental needs, it must not endanger the next generation to meet their needs in the future. It can be done with small actions such as maintaining cleanliness around us. In addition, we citizens must help and balance the government's effort to protect the environment. One of the government efforts is to make policies that regulate urban spatial planning, maintaining environmental cleanliness, and waste management. And according to our group's opinion of the current environmental crisis is this condition directly threatens human life. The extent of natural damage also increases the risk of natural disaster. Therefore, to save the environment, it is necessary to have self-awareness in maintaining cleanliness and fundamental change in human view of the environment. Our human task is to restore the environmental sustainability as before. If we can do big things, we can start small. For example, throwing garbage in the space, planting trees, and reducing the use of plastic.
Alright, finally, now we have reached the end of this presentation. I would like to say thank you to all the presenters for the good presentations and all of audience for active participation. Hopefully, the presentation will give benefits for us. The slightest action will impact the environment. Let's be the environment we live in together. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you later.